It is lacking a steering wheel.
This is it.
What?
Henry's a hustler who loves a deal.
That's fantastic!
And he's got an eye for a bargain.
Very trendy.
And Sam's a mechanical genius
Smiling and smiling.
who's never seen a vehicle he can't fix.
Oh, mate! Let's do it!
Together they're touring the country searching out vintage classics to buy and restore.
Oh, God, blimey. That's lovely.
And once they've got their new wheels back on the road, they'll be taking on a series of iconic challenges that puts each of the vehicles to the ultimate test.
We have made the ascent. It's like touching the void.
Today, Henry and Sam are going American retro. They're after a vintage pickup that Henry can use as his daily driver. Welcome to Find It, Fix It, Drive It. Henry loves rat rod style trucks like this one. The distressed rat rod finish is the steampunk cousin of the custom car family, a look that celebrates the vehicle's weathered bodywork rather than covering it in a glitzy paint job. Sam's also in love with American cars and has one of his own as a daily runaround.
This is an unbelievable truck. Now, it's a Ranchero.
Yep, 59 Ranchero.
59 Ranchero. And it's your daily ride, isn't it?
Daily wheels for 2 years.
Oh, mate, can we go for a Ranchero in it?
Definitely.
Come on.
So, Henry may have a bad case of Ranchero envy, but he's looking for an even more striking slice of the American dream to turn heads at home.
Mate, now look, right, that has set me off on a mission.
Yeah.
You know how much I hanker for an American pickup,
Yeah.
right? So I want to go and find an American kind of ratty pickup, but from the 50s, right? A 3100, something like that,
Yeah, yeah.
Chevy, all Ford.
Right, so
I've got 10 grand to buy it
yeah.
and a few grand to do it up.
Oh, that'll be all right. I mean, 10 grand to buy it should get you something that isn't full of holes.
Who do we know to start us off on the trail for an American truck?
Do you remember Pete Bullen?
Pete with the cat.
Yeah, he's got something you might like.
Let's do it.
The Ford or Chevy pickup has been entwined with American history for the last 100 years. They were designed to be rugged, adaptable and good to drive. Henry's plan is to buy a classic of the type and test it on an American-inspired road trip with a twist. And so they're off to Cornwall, home to Pete Bullen, classic car dealer and restorer. Pete's home doubles up as a cat sanctuary, and Sam has a tip that in among the moggies and the motors, there's a truck that will be perfect for Henry, but that's all he's saying.
Hello, Henry. Long time no see. Now, he won't tell me about the pickup. It's a surprise.
Surprise, yeah.
You two, are you ganging up on me? Come on then. Let the dog see the rabbit, or the cat see the rabbit, I should say. See you in a minute, Pete.
Okay, Henry,
all
no
right.
problem.
You go over there.
Oh, mate, this is just getting out of order. Where are you going?
I'm going in here. I'll see you in a moment.
All right, get on with it, get on with it. I can't, you know, the expectation. I'm just going to look at the wall. I've spent my career doing that. Ooh, sounds good. Come on then. Oh, man. That is a truck. Oh, yes, please. Mate, that was worth the trip. Cool, so what is it, Willis?
It's a Willis, but civilian farmer pickup.
I love civilian farmer. The aspiration to be a civilian farmer in me dungarees has just come to fruition.
Good, isn't it?
God, it's lovely. What date is it?
1962.
So it's quite late, if you see what I mean.
Yeah, well, you know, they're still sticking with the original design, but giving it a bit of flair.
Willis trucks, or Kaiser Willis as they became known, were first produced in the late 40s and stayed in production until the 60s. They're a classic of their type. Rugged, durable work wagons, just like the better known Jeeps or Fords.
I'm driving the American dream right here, right now.
Good, isn't it?
And it is four-wheel drive, isn't it?
It's four-wheel drive. And I'd just like to show you this,
Yes.
if we start it. Look.
Yeah, yeah.
To switch it off, if you just touch that, that's it. There you go. It's good, isn't it?
A little bit of modernity there going on right now.
It's got its factory radio. That was an expensive optional extra, you know.
Yeah, I can imagine it was. Does it work? I want to play country and western, mate.
The Willys looks in good shape and the engine already seems to be running well. It could hardly be better. But Henry's only got 10,000 to spend, so it could be a tricky deal to get done.
It looks fantastic. All we need to do now is buy it for the right price. Come
Over
on,
to you.
let's go see Pete. He's over here, come on. Pete! I love it. It's just fantastic. Right, now tell me about it. Have you done a lot of work on it?
I have, yes. Really, it's labour of love, really, that one.
Is it? Right, how much would you be thinking of?
I wouldn't really like to let it go for less than about 15,000, really.
It would be churlish to even offer you around the 910.
No, I couldn't do it.
God gives with one, and he takes away with the other. I'll blame you for this.
Yeah.
Just say something while I'm thinking.
12?
Yeah, 12.
I think reluctantly I'd have to say no, really, to be honest.
I think I'm going to have to bow out.
Oh.
Should we just agree to differ, Pete?
Yeah, fair enough.
I'll bring someone less tight next time.
Yeah.
Hey, look, normally it's just, I can't, you know, there's a lot. Okay, good. Come on. I'll have one last look.
So having missed out on the truck, Henry decides to have another rummage.
Well, careful, excusez-moi. Je allais down here, mate.
Oh, that's a nice little thing.
What do you reckon on that puppy?
Yeah, a little pillar-mounted searchlight. Wind the window down, grab the handle. If you're trying to find the number on the door of a house you're calling on, or a rabbit.
A rabbit?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it would look even better on the pickup when we find it. Nice. Come on then.
Nice. And the lamp is only going to cost Henry 15 quid. But having struck out on the truck, Henry and Sam are now on their way up to Preston. Sam's had another tip, so it's another long drive.
The countryside is changing. And we got plenty of time to notice that kind of stuff at 48, 50 miles an hour.
They're visiting Miles Robinson, the dealer they bought from before, but Miles always drives a hard bargain.
Are you sure about this?
Yeah.
Honestly. Miles?
Henry, how are we doing?
Mate, great.
Yeah, good to see
He's
you.
brought me up
Right.
here because we're in search of a truck.
Voila.
Was this it?
Yeah, that's the one.
So tell me about it. What is it?
It's a 1946 Ford. It's what they call the jail bar front. And beautiful, solid truck.
Is it running, riding, whatever?
Runs perfectly. Beautiful V8 engine.
Has he got a V8 in there? Flathead V8?
Flathead V8. Would you like to have a look?
Yes, Sam, do your thing.
Hello.
Get that, boys.
Mate, thank you so much, Miles. Well, we'll see you in a secchi poo.
Okay.
This car looks battered and full of tears and holes in the bodywork. In other words, perfect for the rat rod finish Henry is after, with its original shell with all its warts and faults on full display. Fords like these were known as America's economy wagon. First manufactured in 1942, they flew off the famous Henry Ford production line in their day, reliable and cheap.
I mean, this is a slightly less desirable model than the later ones to other people, but I prefer this shape. You know, it's looking fairly solid. It's got a couple of little holes here and there.
But there's just something about these things that I just love, as you know. We
Yeah.
need new glass in the windows.
Yeah.
Is that a bullet hole in the back? Did someone get it in the back of the head? That's what worries me about these things.
You worry too much.
Well, the bed's okay, sort of.
Yeah, steel bed in these, so not so, I mean, it all needs a bit of repair, you know.
So if they can do a deal within their budget, it's looking like a major repair job, though perfect for rat rodding. And that's great, but Sam still has to check the engine out properly.
How's that?
Mate, that is proper V8, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mate, we could just do a lovely resto job on it, can we?
Well, it's a good start, literally, you know, it runs, it's solid, it's all there.
Oh, mate, it sounds divine. I mean, it's ticking over. Mate, it runs.
Well, I think he says the brakes are no good.
Oh, okay.
So it wants all
right.
new brakes. The wiring looks a little bit bare in places.
There's a little bit of work to do, just bodywork wise, isn't there?
Yeah, a few little bits of rust attending to.
Tell you what would be really nice would be a sun visor.
Yeah.
You know those visor things?
Yeah. It's a good looking truck.
What do you reckon will the price?
I mean, it would be the world's biggest bargain at 8. It'd be too dear at 12.
Be all right around 90, 10.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah, I don't know.
Should we get him over?
Yeah.
You never know. The search could be over. Now, Mars, come on out, mate. If you were to sell it, how much would you be thinking of selling it for?
If I was to sell it, it would be £10,000, sir.
Do you have any other extras with it, like a sun visor?
Do have a visor, yeah.
Would that be included in the package that we're offering at the moment?
We haven't had an offer yet, have we?
£9 with a sun visor.
Nope.
That was the offer.
Yeah, well, we've had the offer now. It's 10 grand with the sun visor.
9.5.
Can't do it, have we? It's a genuine Fulton sun visor.
Is it? An original one?
Yeah,
Alley or steel?
steel.
Oh, it would have been much better if it was Ali. 9.9, it's a deal. Hey! All right.
So you now own a truck.
Yeah.
What on earth are you going to do with it, boys?
Go trucking.
We're going to go trucking.
So Henry has found an ideal truck to restore to take on his own version of an American road trip. And coming up, the real work begins on the dents and holes in the bodywork and rat-rodding their battered old pickup.
There's only 732 more to do. Would you like some tea?
Yeah.
Henry and Sam have their pickup truck to transform into a rat rod daily driver.
How's that?
Mate, that is proper V8, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they're now back at HQ to start restoring it for their twist on the American Road Trip Challenge.
So we've got ourselves a 1946-47 flathead V8 Ford quintessentially, yeah, American truck, hey? Now, obviously, we want to keep it rat-roddy, an original metal, yeah?
Yeah.
But we need a look to it that it's done and it's beautiful and it's intentionally rat-roddy. Am I right? And if so, how do we do that?
Yeah, no, I think the best way to do that is be careful not to do too much work on the body.
But they'll still have to smooth and fill the dents and holes on the bodywork, as well as sorting out the brakes. Henry wants to keep the original shell as intact as possible, as well as adding a few extras, including a new bumper, sun visor and the lamp bought on their otherwise fruitless trip to Cornwall.
Okay, so look, bottom line is I'm going to clean this up, make it look nice, and then we're going to adorn it on the truck somewhere.
Yeah, great. It needs to be on the driver's pillar.
Yeah, okay, so we can search for rabbits. Yeah?
Other hand. Left-hand drive car.
Yeah, we can search for rabbits and
Perfect.
other items of wildlife in the bushes as we traverse the plains of America. Okay, dent removal lesson with Sam Lovegrove. And all I know is it's dolly the highs, hammer the lows.
No.
What?
The dents and creases are all over the Ford's bodywork, and Sam is using the hammer and dolly to knock most of them back into shape. To do this, he needs to be able to get at both sides of the metal panel. It's a technique for knocking out the bumps and holes without filler or welding. The hard sheet dolly is used as a backing plate against the hammer blows, and it's a skilled job.
Blimey, I can see that. That came out. We'll crack on some.
It's going to be a key part of the restoration to get the bodywork smoothed out as much as possible.
Well, this is starting to come out quite
But that's
nice.
coming out really nice, isn't it?
Yeah, getting some shape. There's a crease here.
I'll give that a shout and you have a go with that.
Yeah.
Mate, what do you reckon?
Well, look at you.
God, I tell you what, it is labour intensive, but it's hugely fulfilling, isn't
Got
it?
a little bit there to do, yeah.
Oh dear, dear. Well, I mean, I can watch this one. You just get on with it, all right? Stop messing about, because we've got a lot to do. Well done, mate. Doing really well.
You're wearing yourself out there.
Yeah, mate, no, honestly, I was just actually watching the master at work. Turn your head round, yeah.
While Henry does what Henry does best, Sam moves on from the panel beating to start on welding the bigger holes and tears in the bodywork. This is Sam in his element, bringing the pickup back to life, but not at the expense of its character and its history.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Yeah, it is getting there.
Sam has also been rooting around inside the truck and comes up with some fascinating history.
I found the licences that you have to carry in the vehicle at all times. So this car was owned by Glenna B. Nutter.
No!
What's with that?
That's unbelievable. It's John W. Nutter or Glenna B. Nutter. Mate, we should probably call it Nutter. Hey, that reminds me. What I really wanted to think about was doing some decals on the doors.
It could be Nutter and Nutter. It's kind of in keeping though, isn't it? You know, Nutter and Nutter owned it and now...
Nutter and Nutter are restoring it.
The Nutters weren't alone. The pickup truck has been a mainstay of American life for 100 years, so Henry's off to the New Forest to see Model T specialist Richard Skinner, who knows all about where these trucks came from. The first Ford pickups were built onto the original Model T standard car frames, becoming America's first ever lightweight truck.
Now, Richard, is this where the pickup started?
Pretty much, yeah.
Really?
There would have been some early commercials before this. This is 1916, but then in 1916 Ford were producing what was called the Model T Ford Roadster, and it was also called the Roadster pickup. And it was very versatile with a lovely little what they called a turtle deck on the back. It was a little luggage compartment that you could lock. Okay, and then at the weekend when you wanted to go to market or take your pig to sell or something like that, you would just undo 4 screws, you would take off your little turtle deck and you would fit on the pickup back. And then there you go, you've got an instant utility vehicle.
Man, that's incredible. You see, I thought that you would have to buy the Model T pickup.
No, not at all. No,
So
you
it
had
was
two
a button
vehicles.
extra, you know, it was one of those accessories in the brochure.
It was.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah.
Wow, that's so innovative.
Yeah.
And look, down the back here then, you could get your milk churns in here and everything now, couldn't you? Yeah?
Absolutely. And then on the Monday, once you've sold all of your wares at the market, you then took off the wooden back and you put on your little boot, and then you could use it as a family car.
Can we go for a little drive?
Absolutely.
I'd love to, man. Oh, yes.
Driving techniques a century ago were very different to today. The 3 pedals on the floor of the Model T were for the brake on the right, reverse in the middle to make the car go backwards, and a clutch pedal on the left to shift the gears from low to high speed.
So the actual driving situation is relatively complex and difficult to get used to.
It's quirky.
Yeah, God, you can say that again.
It's completely opposite to a modern car.
Well, so the clutch pedal really works as an accelerator.
Yeah.
How fast would you cruise at?
35.
30. That sounds a lot for a car from 1916.
Yeah. You've just got to be aware of the traffic conditions around you.
The donkeys around you.
The donkeys. So give yourself plenty of braking distance. The trouble is when I'm teaching people to drive, they go roaring up to a junction because they're so used to 4 amazingly powerful disc brakes, you see.
Right, absolutely. And it's just incredible to think that, well, it's 100 years ago.
And the lovely thing is, 102 years old, and I still use it as a pickup.
So even these Model T versions of the American pickup can remain rugged and reliable on the road. From its humble beginnings, over 1 million Ford pickups are still sold every year, though in the New Forest, the old ones are still the best. History lesson over, and back at the workshop, Henry wants to get on with restoring the lamp that he found on the trip to Cornwall.
So what I'm going to do is just clean it up firstly with some metal polish and see what happens, and then we might take evasive action with something else, but let's give it a quick polish and see how it comes up, because right now if you look at it, right, there's quite a lot of pitting, a little bit of rust starting to appear. So we'll just try with this brush, see if we can get anything off this. And that's getting some of it off. I don't want to be too hard with it, because then I might actually eat into the casting of it, but just little by little.
After the wire brush, Henry tries a washing up scourer and some polish on the chrome.
That in itself, straight away, is coming up lovely.
And then his top tip revealed, tin foil. Wetting the foil in water creates a chemical reaction with the chrome and restores it by leaving a residue on the surface.
All I do know is it does work.
But when Henry tries metal polish on the lens reflector, it doesn't quite go to plan.
The reflector has had a slight chemical reaction with the polish, to say the least.
It stripped the chrome finish, but is there a silver lining?
Now that, to me, is utterly beautiful. It looks kind of sort of tortoiseshell-y. Sammy will never notice.
So, while Henry has been working on cleaning up the lamp, mechanic and engineering guru Alan Millyard has arrived to complete one of the biggest jobs on this restoration, fixing the brakes.
I can almost see the shoes now.
And while he does that, Sam and Henry will finish the exterior. Alan works on removing the front hubs to get at the worn and eroded brake shoes, a vital and time-consuming job given how long the truck has been neglected. While Sam continues to repair holes in the bodywork and running boards. Meanwhile, Henry is helping to get at the other front wheel to get at the brakes.
Well, I'm just going to get this one off to help Alan out. It's kind of like a pit lane, isn't it, really?
Alan reshoes the front brakes and begins to put the wheel hub assembly back together. It's a key part of the restoration if Henry is to get his dream American runaround back on the road. But as Alan moves to the wheels at the back, progress comes to a halt.
No.
With Sam and Alan unable to dislodge the rear brake drums, it becomes clear that tapping with the hammer won't work and that they need a specialised tool to pry the hubs off.
We got a slight problem, and that is we need a hub puller.
The rear hubs are jammed on after 50 years of neglect and rust, so Alan will go home tonight and build a bespoke hub puller, which he hopes will get the work back on track. Henry and Sam will just have to hope Alan's homemade device does the job.
Now then, we've had a relatively productive day, haven't we, Samuel?
I had a great time welding up all the holes.
Yeah, that's been fun for you.
That's worked, especially in this heat, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, look, a good day.
Yeah.
Always onward, plenty more to do. Bring on tomorrow.
So Alan heads off to his workshop, but will his solution sort the back brakes?
This hopefully should fit and work, but we won't know till we try.
And will Henry and Sam get the rat rod look ready and keep their American-inspired road trip on track? Sam and Henry are preparing their 1940s Ford pickup to take on an American-inspired road trip. They're cracking on with the restoration, but Henry has a confession to make about the lamp he's bought for the truck.
I put some metal polish on it and it went...
That's not gone well, has it?
I rather like that kind of bronze effect with the new bulb in that will work.
I think that's rubbish, because the whole idea of that is it reflects the light in a parabolic fashion through the lens. Now all it's going to do is just
light up and look nice.
Look nice and be useless.
The lamp might not be lighting up Sam's heart, but neither are the brakes. Both hubs are stuck fast and their brake expert, Alan Millyard, was sent home to find a solution.
So, we have an issue still this morning, which is the rear brake drum, isn't it, Sammy?
They don't come off without a hub puller.
But Millyard has been working away in his shed on his own last night to construct, hopefully, something he's got in his satchel. And here he comes now. Alan, good morning.
Morning, Henry.
Your satchel looks as though it's got something in it, which is good.
Like this. This hopefully should fit and work, but we won't know till we try. It's quite heavy.
Now that is called a puller, innit?
Yeah, it's a bit sort of hopscotch, but the main thing is it's strong.
Mate, it certainly looks strong, but I'll tell you what, considering you had about an hour to do that last night, that looks quality. Off you go, mate. Nice.
It may look basic, but Alan has welded together a steel device precisely to fit the Ford's hub dimensions. Vintage trucks like these have a tapered axle shaft that the hub rests against, but years of neglect have meant the rear hubs on Henry's pickup are jammed on, and the puller is needed to release them. As he tightens the bolts, Alan hears a crack.
Yeah, there we go.
And that means the shaft and hub have now been separated.
That's amazing.
So it's actually broke the taper, but we still got to get the hub off because it jams on the brake shoes as well. That causes a bit of a problem.
Once the hub snaps free of the tapered shaft, it can be removed.
Mate, that's fantastic.
This side's much nicer than the other side, but the shoes, they're greasy, they need to be relined.
So we're just cleaning them up, putting new cylinders on it, etc. And Sam, we reckon, don't we, that this thing should run an awful lot nicer once we've stripped and rebuilt the car.
Yes, it runs right, it's a bit intermittent, it gets warm and cuts out.
And then the final thing to do today is to get this old glass out. Come on, John boy, sort it out.
The truck doesn't run perfectly yet, and the major problem is that it needs a carburettor rebuild. So Sam will strip the carb while Alan gets on with the back brakes.
This is restoration at its finest. Carry on.
Sam's first task is to strip the carburettor, replacing the gaskets and seals, and making sure the jets and internal parts are all clean.
I'm looking forward to starting to put this back together.
I look at you and I'm so envious of you. You know, I have a talent of changing gear and being an idiot and going for it. You have a real talent of just creating stuff. You know, all I do is potentially wreck it. Can I tell you something that I found so endearing that Alan said the other day? We were talking about school days, and he said I was no good at school. But when everyone else was playing cricket, I was helping the groundsman fix his lawnmower.
That's all I ever did, yeah. When they were playing rugby and football.
You're joking?
In the shed with the Atcos mower, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and now I'm not an oddball at all.
Not at all, mate.
Yeah.
That looks complete.
It's ready to go back on.
Wow.
Great.
Brilliant, mate. Alan seems to have finished all the brakes. Ah!
It's been a vital part of getting the pickup roadworthy again, and it's Alan Milliard's engineering know-how that has solved Henry and Sam's biggest restoration.
Thank you so much, man. You've been
So with
working on a
Alan
great
having
job.
fixed the brakes, Henry and Sam get on with the first stage in replacing the truck's windows.
Oh, Sam Lovegrove, you are a genius.
They take out the glass in as complete a form as possible so that a template can be made from them when the new windows are created.
I thought we were not bending it. We just bent it. No. We did just bend it. Hang on. Got it. Hang on.
Oh, there we go. Perfect.
Ooh.
That's all right. That's enough for a template. Try and keep
Yeah,
it together like that.
Well, there you go. Two halves that fit nicely, hopefully, together.
Hey.
Rather like you and me.
Look. Two halves that make a whole.
Oh dear, it's really too hot.
The glass repair process is in two stages, glass making and then the glass fitting. In the first phase, the new glass is cut using template created from the old pickup windows Henry and Sam have just removed. The glass is then heated so it's more flexible for cutting and shaping. And finally, the edges are smoothed off to get the finished window ready for fitting. While that's going on, Henry has decided to work on the front of the Ford, which desperately needs some TLC. The jail bar radiator grille and the bumper need stripping and restoring, but the trick will be to keep the rat rod look intact, and he's enlisted Alan and Guy from the restoration team for some advice.
So the key is, Alan, right? What do we do with this lot?
Blowtorch. Watch this.
Oh my God. That's just getting rid of the white.
Like artificial ageing.
So all you're doing is actually just burning the cream paint off, leaving the greeny, blacky kind of paint that was underneath it.
Yeah, there we go.
How cool is that?
Alan also tries the blowtorch on the bumper. This time, burning the green paint and then wire brushing it away so the original chrome can be polished up.
All right.
So once you get the heat into it,
Yeah.
it'll come off much quicker.
Will it?
It'll start off slow, but as we get round to here, it'll come off much quicker.
It's a long process, but with Guy helping to polish and buff the chrome, it will start to transform the look of the classic Ford. Next, Henry gets the blowtorch burning the chipped and worn paintwork off the grille, the jail bar design which dominates the front of the pickup, and the change is immediate.
I mean, look, so there's that, and then there's that. That's really looking good.
Eventually, the grille and bumper are finished, and the bodywork is another step closer to its original look.
That is a transformation, isn't it? I'll tell you what I love about it is there is still little bits of white on the grille, but at the same time, the overriding vibe is rusty, which is great. And what it does is it makes the cream here really zing. And that, once we bolted up this properly as well, the bumper, I think that is a transformation.
And after Alan drills the bolt holes in the bumper and it's finally bolted into place, all that's left is to stand back and admire.
Boys, I've got to tell you, she is something that is really coming together with her own very special character.
Definitely.
Do you know what I mean? She's great.
With the front of the Ford now buffed up, it's time for the windows to be replaced. The truck is taken to a vintage car restorer where the new glass will be fitted. And with the Ford now beginning to look the part, the glass will really help the transformation.
Without someone holding it and pushing it on the inside, you'd never be able to do this on your own.
And the glass is now in.
Well, there we go. Ready for Henry to collect.
So Henry's off on his Hudson autocycle to collect the truck and see how his masterpiece has taken shape.
Mate, it's just transformed it, hasn't it?
Henry heads home with the new windows installed and the Hudson on the flatbed.
Oh man, this is fantastic. Nick's done such a great job. New Hudson in the back, and hopefully Sammy has forgiven me for my issues with the lamp.
And now he can't wait for Sam to see the transformation.
Ha-ha! Mate, look. I can look at you from wound up windows.
Oh, nice.
They are lovely. What a great job Nick's done, eh?
Yeah,
Don't you
good.
think?
Yeah.
Do you still love me?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, now then. Don't you think that bronze effect's nice?
It's not so functional, but you know, on reflection, it ain't too bad.
The restoration is in the final stages. Sam and Henry now get on with attaching the rebuilt lamp.
Oh, Samuel, just don't say anything.
Yep, that's
Yeah,
it.
okay, that's it, look.
Perfect.
And then fitting the sun visor they bought in Preston.
Well, it's not bad for a first attempt, is it?
It's getting there, isn't it?
I'll tell you what, though, it's changed the whole look of it. It looks much more angry now, doesn't it?
Good, isn't it?
Yeah. Roar.
The last of the big rebuild jobs is the flatbed. They're replacing the original metal bed with light oak planks, and Guy is busy cutting the wood to size, ready for fitting.
We're after that rustic look, aren't we, really?
The wood will be stained once it's been slotted and bolted into place.
Look at that, that's it.
Yep,
Drill?
drill. Right there.
While Sam drills through and fits the bolts, Guy is tightening them under the bed.
I've had visions of drilling through the end of his finger.
All good, kid?
Nearly there, last one.
Nice one.
Is that all right? Lads? Hello?
After the bed is assembled, Henry and Sam can get on with staining the wood to give the weathered finish that matches the truck's unpainted bodywork. The finishing touches are mainly cosmetic, but no less important. Powder coating the wheels in a new colour and bespoke sign painting on the doors to complete the truck's authentic restoration. And Henry's heading off now to see how it's all worked out.
Pete's our sign writer, and he's going to do the piece de resistance. So the logo is going to go Nutter and Nutter in homage to those two who originally owned the truck, but they lived in, wait for it, flipping Arkansas, and then we're going to kind of put auto parts or something, which is kind of, you know, that's kind of not true, obviously.
Ruth and Pete are working on one door each to create a motif design for the pickup that will look like it came from the 50s.
You'll see I've left pieces out, raggedy ends, to give it that aged look. It's a dark red on a very dark truck, and this will just punch the logo out slightly.
If it works, it will complete the classic Americana reproduction Henry wants to achieve.
Are you excited or what?
Why?
Well, because of Pete doing his artwork.
Oh, the truck, yeah.
What do you reckon?
Has that been there the whole time? We didn't notice it.
Oh, you see, that's how it's supposed to be. Pete,
That's amazing.
I'm glad you're happy.
but that is unbelievable,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Seriously.
Thank you very much.
There's very few things that make me dance, I've got to tell you, Pete, but that is one of them.
We do a bit of Argentine tango.
What?
Yeah.
Ruth and Pete actually teach the tango.
What? Now what?
Henry and Sam,
Right.
on the other hand,
Okay.
will stick
So,
to restoring
step
cars.
to the side, turn the woman round, and then walk off.
Come on, Sammy! Bring her out! Oh, yes! She is fantastic. I mean, fill your boots.
Oh, nice.
Hey?
Hey, those wheels are a bit lairier than I thought. They're
Yeah,
great.
they are quite leery, aren't
Really
they?
good.
I'll tell you what, there's a nice little bit of blue going on there.
Yeah.
If you don't like blue, you won't like this truck. But I love it! And flipping heck, it's gorgeous. Hey? Pete's done a mega job.
That is amazing.
Hasn't he?
Yeah.
Better have a test ride, what do you reckon?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, okay, mate.
Small one.
Yeah!
Now we're trucking.
Oh, mate, this is fantastic. I've done 50 yards. Listen to that.
That's a smooth burble of a V8 engine. All right, Nado?
Large, mate. Hey?
You right?
Henry's vintage Ford pickup is now restored to something like its original condition and is ready for its big test on the open road. Coming up, he's been promising Sam a classic slice of Americana. Will he be able to deliver in his flash new wheels?
Still want a hot dog. Think we'll get one on Route 66?
Strange you say that, actually.
Vehicle restorers Henry and Sam found their classic American pickup in Preston, and now Henry's truck has been transformed in true rat rod style, and he can at last go cruising with his best mate. But first they need to see if their restoration work holds up, putting the 1940s Ford through its paces on an iconic road trip. He's always loved Americana and has promised Sam the chance to ride the famous 66. What he didn't say was it's the A66, stretching west from Middlesbrough to Workington on the Cumbrian coast.
I'm going to kill you.
Come on. Oh, don't be like that. It was a joke, all right?
OK, so not America's so-called Mother Road or Route 66 as Sam was expecting, but the A66 in the Lake District.
Open prairies, endless roads, horizons as far as you can see. How many times have you driven Route 66 without me?
4.
How many times have I driven Route 66? It's a round number. None.
All right, well, it's a bit wet and I can't see much, but this is the Lake District, mate.
So Sam's not happy, but one thing's for sure. The conditions here in Cumbria will test the truck to the limit to make sure it'll stand up as Henry's daily runaround.
Look, A66, okay, it's more fifth cousin once removed road rather than the mother road, but we're in the Lake District, we're driving the truck, we're actually making sure on this journey that this thing could be a daily driver. The weather, admittedly, isn't as good as it could be, but at the same time, we're here to have fun.
Yeah, I think the lake is actually above us today.
I think it's in the cab, actually. Now look, right, I just wanted you to get in the vibe, okay?
In the vibe?
So I'm taking you to a place where we're going to swap horsepower. Mate, do you remember the movie City Slickers? Come on, Samuel, keep up. This is living the dream, mate, eh? Have you ever ridden anything with this kind of horsepower before, Samuel?
Yep.
And have you enjoyed that experience, Samuel?
No.
So, best get back on the road, lads.
You really are pushing your luck. Honestly, it's the last time going on holiday with you. This is appalling.
Well, I have to say, mate, this is one of my favourite places in the world, the Lake District. And to be driving in this well-cool American pickup with you looking like a pair of prunes. I'm having a ball.
The A66 in the driving rain is going to provide a true test of whether the restoration work on the Ford will actually hold up. Heading west and with stretches of the Pennines still to negotiate, there are more tests to come for Henry's new pickup. But first they have a couple more stops to make en route.
66 heralded the first ever automotive migration of a population from east to west.
Really?
Yeah, everything that we now take for granted on a road happened there first. First roadside diner, first petrol station.
Oh, really?
First roadside advertising, first motel.
So it was the first sort of popular route in America?
Absolutely, man.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Still want a hot dog. Think we'll get one on Route 66?
Strange you say that, actually, because I've got a little surprise for you.
Uh-oh. Hey, look at that.
Our very own roadside diner, mate.
Fantastic, why not?
All right.
Yeah, cool.
Sorry, chap. I'll see you there in a minute. Oh, yes. I didn't realise. Here, have a menu.
Thanks.
And what you want?
No hot dogs. It's just one of those days, isn't it?
Ah, poor Sam. Hot dog's not on the menu on the A66. It's more of a full English kind of place.
Did you look a picture?
Yeah, really good. Outside a diner. When's the last time it was parked outside a diner?
Well, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nutter and Nutter. I bet you they had a few diners. I think we got the resto just right. Now, I know the blue needs to weather a little bit on the wheels, but fill your boots, son. Huh?
With this restoration.
I mean, now look, right, can we talk about daily driver for me?
It's there now, isn't it?
Just about, isn't it?
Yeah, well...
I mean, you know, there's a little bit of water coming up through the floorboards.
And I think you've got to get to the end of your first day before it's a daily, you know what I mean?
Good point, well delivered.
Which means 50 miles still to go and the rain, it ain't letting up.
Here's to driving the American dream, Cumbrian style.
Back on the road, they're heading further west, Henry style.
That's reverse. There they go.
What went wrong then?
I've no idea, I'm not driving.
So the Ford is looking the part even if Henry's gear changing isn't, and he's still got to work out how the truck will handle at speed.
Don't go too fast. This is like the sound barrier. 45 mile an hour. We haven't broken that speed yet.
That really is top speed for Henry's vintage pickup, and as the rain beats down, he's having to master the limits of how fast he can actually go in this beast of a truck.
Now, if you have to nearly stop, but not quite, it only needs third.
All right. Now you tell me 80 miles in.
Well, you know, you've got to learn.
There's still a way to go, but first Henry has another pit stop planned, this time in Keswick.
Now, mate, I'm looking for our next little attraction.
Oh, yeah? What could it be?
Prepare to be amazed, son, because I tell you what, you're going to thank me for this.
5, 6, 7, 8. Toe heel. Step quarter, cross shuffle, hip bumps. Switches, side and heel, walk right.
It just wouldn't be like Route 66 without line dancing and country and western. They've joined the Keswick Crazy Kickers, average age 82.
We're line dancing in Keswick. Tell you what, man, there's both kinds of music here, country and western. I think I'm going to line dance with the wife, eh?
Does she know this?
I think it might have changed my life.
While they were line dancing, the weather has at least improved. And although the handling is still a challenge, Henry's getting the hang of the different driving styles.
Don't change down.
I'm not changing anything.
Don't change down until you have to stop. Okay, change down. Better. It's funny, isn't it? Think this was built in 1946 and it can still perform amongst the modern traffic.
I mean, I have to tell you, in conclusion to this beautiful machine, I am going to use it as a daily drive.
It's working sweet.
It is.
Either we're getting used to the rattling and jiggling about that's trying to pull my fillings out of my mouth, or it's running sweeter than it was at the start of the day. Yeah.
Handling is questionable, but generally, mate, you can't say fairer than this now, can you?
No, it's working fine. Stop riding the clutch.
Well, all right. I mean, I've only done it once.
Yeah, then do it again.
All right.
It's been a true test of whether the vintage Ford is roadworthy. And as they finally make it all the way west to Workington, the answer is a resounding yes. The A66 has been successfully negotiated and Henry has his daily driver.
Hey,
Oh, fantastic.
we are at Journey's End. Well, it's not Santa Monica, mate, is it? Right, it's not the end of Route 66, but it's the end of the A66. Mate, we did it. And I'll tell you what,
Truck did it.
that truck is amazing.
It's fantastic because I've got my daily and it's looking like you've got yours now.
Oh, mate.
It's great, isn't it?
Do you fancy a night in a bed and breakfast?
Yeah.
I think we should. Should we go for a wander down the beach?
Yeah,
Come on, mate. Hey.